Hi, everybody. Darren Thomas here, Chief Product Officer from WethosAI. When we say high-performing teams, we're talking about teams that are aligned and move fast because they learn and adapt to each other's ways of working effectively. At Wethos, we asked ourselves, how can decisions that typically take weeks with multiple meetings to accommodate schedules, review past work, be made in hours instead with the help of AI? So we've come up with something incredibly innovative, a collaborative space powered by AI to evaluate trade-offs quickly, research information quickly, take everyone's inputs quickly, and reach decisions quickly. This is not chat for chat's sake. This is not messaging for messaging's sake. This is not a communication tool pretending to help people collaborate. People typically use AI individually. Wethos brings XO into the team as an assistant or chief of staff that knows everyone on the team intimately, how they work, how they think, and help to get things done and move work forward. And that's what we call brainstorms, and that's what this video is going to show you today. So I get started in the brainstorms part of the product. I click New Brainstorm. It happens that we have a conference coming up in Miami in a couple of weeks' time. So I'm going to create a brainstorm all around this BTWS conference that we're going to be attending. And I'm going to add in my colleagues Rahul and Darren into this brainstorm as they'll be helping me. And then we are going to get things started and create this brainstorm. Okay, so let's jump straight in here. And I am going to get this brainstorm started with a prompt to XO, our assistant here. So I'm going to introduce the brainstorm to the team, as you can see here. So we're going to use this space to stay aligned, the decisions that we need to make, the deliverables that we need to do in order to make it a success. And I've asked our assistant here, XO, to go and check out the conference website and to bring back the agenda so that we can take a look through. So here we go. Let's have a look here. So January 26th to the 28th of this year at the Hyatt Regency. We got some core structure. We got some agenda highlights here. And you can already see my colleague Rahul is typing into this brainstorm here. So let's see. Okay, so he has also invoked XO and he's asked when is the Stuart McClure session? And as I'm sure most of you know, Stu is our CEO here at Wethos, so this is very important for us. Oh, fantastic. So Rahul has also created a breakout for Stu's session. And then what we mean by breakout is that's where we can contain work under the overall guidance of the brainstorm. So he's created a breakout specifically to talk about Stu's session. So that means we don't get things muddled up into a single channel. We can very, very intelligently divide out where these different work items are taking place. Just for a refresher around where the event is being held, looks like Darren is sending in another message here as well. So I'm starting to think about is the travel logistics. So I'm going to set up a breakout to talk about the travel. And Sarah's doing the same for the booth and staffing for the exhibit area. So that is terrific. Let me create a breakout underneath the main brainstorm. I'm going to call this travel logistics. And what I'm going to do here is I have the three of us, and then we are going to go and create that breakout as well. I have an icon flashing, so that's drawing my attention to something. So it looks like Rahul has mentioned me in the main brainstorm here. I see where his message, okay, so he's letting me know he's created a breakout for Stu's session. I'm going to go and jump in here. We're going to look at the Stu's presentation breakout. So let's review what Rahul is asking. So based on the abstract, this is one thing to show you as well. If I go into our artifacts, we can bring in any supporting documentation. So it looks like Rahul has brought in the abstract for Stu's presentation. And we have leveraged our assistant to go and create an outline here. So we set up the slide deck for Stu. And then, okay, so then I have a question as to whether Stu should do a demo or not. The challenge here is that Stu will not be happy if he cannot do a demo. Let's see what XO has to say here. So now what our assistant chief of staff is doing is it's taking into account all of the context that is in this group discussion so far, and it is going to help us resolve this difference of opinion that Rahul and I have and determine what the overall recommendation here. You can see it's outlined its way of thinking, and what it's proposing is actually something pretty good, which is an educational simulation. I actually like this a lot. So what I'm going to do, because I agree with this, is I'm going to mark this as a decision. And we can see here that Rahul has already asked XO to now incorporate this into the slide outline. We're redoing the slide outline. Rahul has marked that as a decision for us now here. So that's great. Okay, so that's Stu's presentation taken care of. Now I think it's time to see what Darren has been up to inside of the exhibit logistics. And you can see here that we've got the 3 breakouts. So Stu's presentation, travel logistics, and exhibit booth. I'm going to jump in here. So EXO is also looking at some of the scheduling conflicts that Saren has here as well. EXO, catch me up. Okay, so now I have EXO that's provided me with a summary. So we've got the staffing strategy set, we've got the logistics and venue analysis, and my action items are to clear my calendar for some of these meetings. So that's good. We've got the hours and we're ready to move forward, but it looks like Saren has continued the conversation here. And now we've got the finalized roster from EXO, and it looks like Saren is good for that because, as you can see, he has now marked that as a decision. So that is great. Okay. I'm going to jump back into the main brainstorm here, see what else I have going for me. So we've got the presentation logistics exhibit. Got a mention from Rahul in the travel logistics. So I'm going to click on that and see what Rahul has to say. So it's looking like it makes sense to stay at the Hyatt. Oh, I see. Okay, he's had EXO do a lot of research for him. And I'm going to say agreed. And I'm going to mark that as a decision made as well. So I can get my top level summary of all of those different work streams that we've had going on. So once again, what we've demonstrated here is something that likely would have taken weeks through a series of meetings, discussions, and re-reviewed. We've managed to get done in a matter of minutes. We've made all of the key decisions. Everything is traceable. We've had EXO as our assistant and chief of staff help us every step of the way. And then I can now see a listing of all of the different breakouts, decisions made here. I can also look at that in a visual way too, and I can have EXO generate an overall summary of all of the decisions, who made them. 4 key decisions. 3 were AI powered through EXO, and 1 was a user-based decision. And as you can see here, everything is cited as to where that decision came from. So we've all collaborated. AI has helped us. There's been no friction, and we got everything done in a matter of minutes. And that is what we bring to you through our Brainstorms feature. Now that I've reviewed all of the decisions, my final step is to return to the brainstorm itself. We've got a summary of all of the next actions. But what I'm going to do now is ask EXO to create a project plan and assign out the tasks. Let's have EXO do that final step. And then that will round out all of the work that we have done together over the past few minutes across these brainstorms and the breakouts. So here we go. Here's our project plan with the owners and the immediate critical action. As you can see, it has assigned a status to all of these, some that's got in progress, some is to do, along with the dates that are assigned there. This has been really helpful for us. And just to reemphasize and go back to where we started here. So the question we asked ourselves is, how can decisions that typically take weeks with all of these meetings and reviews of past work be made in minutes instead? And what we've demonstrated here is this collaborative space that we've created, powered by AI, that has guided us through every step of this process in terms of planning for the BTWS conference that we have coming up in Miami. And we've finished it all out with a very, very concrete project plan with assignees. And the reason we're able to do that is not just having EXO as that generalized assistant, but that hyper-personalized assistant that knows everybody that's in the brainstorm, all of their roles, responsibilities, their behavioral patterns. And that is what has enabled us to come together in this collective space and solve this problem in a matter of minutes.